Here we go then. There is Richard Gifford ready to rumble alongside his young mate Kyron Hewitt. Plenty in their camp tonight, I don't doubt for a second. It's not them breaking first though. That honour belongs to Jonathan Coleman, who is cut breaking. And that 8-ball immediately in motion. It does stay on the table, mind.
Yeah, and a slightly messy opening layout here. Opening moments in every single match will be big, especially in this first one for both pairings, and who can settle down the quickest and take this one out. And often a chance like this in the opener is tough. Two reds at the bottom of the table were really poor, and you didn't have a great starter on reds, but the yellows are also poor, but maybe you can control things if you don't land as you want to. May have been playing on the double there, trying to hit that red full in the face and land on it slightly better than this, but this should open everything up.
That's a pretty good shot from Richard Gifford.
Yeah, not the outcome though.
No.
If they could see this yellow to the bottom left to pot it and swing the cue ball round, we'd be talking about a great shot, but it's just not quite happened for them.
Thin plant.
Ooh, refuses to fall. Now that was interesting that it took that chance on, and the reason it looked a little aggressive. It was for the opening frame of the night, yes, but the 8-ball does go at the top of the table, so it was only those two balls together that were the problem on yellows, and they felt they could work it out. But what they have done is open up reds just a touch. There was two reds at the bottom that were a mess. Now there's only one. So there's a genuine chance here on reds, but it's how are you going to attack that one at the bottom? Was there a case for a loss of turn straight away? I'm not sure. I was thinking about the red nearest the bottom left-hand corner. Could you play the loss of turn and get the cue ball underneath that yellow? I think you'd have left a shot on. Might have been risky. They're playing it now.
Loss of turn.
Not exactly where they wanted the cue ball. I think they would love the cue ball just to sat underneath this yellow, but really close to it. It's not bad though. But I think there's a shot on here. This will clip and you can swing the cue ball round. Oh, that's so unlucky.
How's your rub? That is tough.
Without that flick, they might have been in business.
New figure in charge on tonight's Monday night, 𝗟𝗩𝗪𝗘. Great to have Daz with us. Super ref. I believe I'm right in saying so. His first Monday night, so I don't know if he needs to get himself a Monday night ref nickname, but we'll have a think of one.
Well, he said the same thing to me earlier on. He said, it's my first Monday night. I said, didn't you do last Monday? He said, oh yeah, I did. So
True, at the shootout,
What he meant was first Monday night here at the home of Ultimate Pool, but yeah, he did do the shootout last week. But he does a huge amount with Ultimate Pool and spent quite a bit of time with him out in America as well.
Yeah, brilliant ref, one of the best.
Just got to be careful here. They would love to have been able to just draw the cue ball back on the left-hand side of that yellow, get close to the one nearest the top left-hand corner. Looks like they're a touch straight for that. So this can go wrong if you leave an off-angle next shot. You've got to be careful. Oh, no, I think they can pull it up on the inside. There's just enough angle there. Yeah, there you go. That was okay.
Yeah, well executed as well.
Yeah, just get me on it. Get me off the rail if you can, but don't worry about it if you can't.
Some nice clear communication out there as well from that pairing. Helps so much think, in this competition when you've got that sort of level of comfort with your partner and you're more than happy to sort of converse openly about it. I don't think it's something you have to do, but I always think it helps teams.
Well, in the Scotch frames, you've got to be on the same page. I just left them, it just allowed the cue ball to track too far forward on the previous shot, which meant they were coming down the table with that one. It's not a big problem, it just means it's a slightly trickier 8-ball than you'd have liked. Cue ball, cue ball.
He's okay, I think. Yeah, okay. 8-ball is a good one from Michael Lambe. Cue ball stays on the table. And it's a 1-0 lead. Race to 4, remember. All zeros on the match clock, whichever comes first. We do not discriminate here on the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. 30 seconds a shot up until the final 5 minutes of the match, at which point we will go to a 15-second a shot. And that is when things get really fun. Oh, that 8-ball was close. Goodness me. So close. Thought that yellow was going to be knocking in as well.
I thought it was in when I saw the 8-ball get the nudge. But look at the layout in comparison to the one in the opening frame.
First shot from Richard Gifford. Played that perfectly. On his most difficult ball, as well as he could have been. And from here, these really should be dot to dot.
Would have loved an extra foot on that one. You play the one in the middle of the table before these two. Yeah, because you've still got to execute one shot here. It's not the most difficult shot in the world. And it certainly played nicely enough.
Playing a real pace is Richard Gifford. I know these are all there and all the rest of it, but noticeably quick pace from Giff is that.
I think that's a combination of being aware they're 1-0 down in a short match and also just how easy that layout was for him as well.
Wonder as well if he's almost wanting to kind of send a message to his young partner that he's like, yeah, you know, just float around the table, pot the balls, don't overthink it.
Yeah, I think there's something in that. He certainly wants to keep time in the match when you're behind, and he'd love to keep his young partner with as much time as possible so that he doesn't feel under time pressure in the next frame. But the most important was winning it, which he's done.
Jonathan Coleman breaking off in frame 3. You remember Scotch doubles to start with, which means alternate shots. 2 frames of singles, and then Scotch doubles in both frames 4 and 7 if required. And interestingly, even though this is John's visit at the table, Michael Lambe also very keenly involved from a just an extra pair of eyes, which again, I'm a big fan of.
If he can see the red to bottom left, then this is a lovely layout. And he can. That was the one. I didn't see a starter on reds. That was the only ball, but reds are a routine here, really. A couple of, you know, just mind your work in a couple of spots, but yeah, not bad at all. Won by the 8-ball. Don't think it goes to the right centre. If it does, then yeah, it gets even easier. If the one by the 8-ball goes in, I'd play it now, because the only ball on the table that sort of doesn't fit the pattern right now is the one below the right centre pocket. So if you're high on that one to right centre, drop it in, because you then drop in and you're leaving one to top left after that.
Yeah, that looks like the move to me as well.
He's going a different. If he's on it, he's a little bit thin and maybe worried about running too far, but you could use the bottom cushion. I know it sounds silly to. Even on a layout like this, you're always like, what's the hard ball on the table? For me, the hard ball on the table is the one below the centre pocket, even though it's anywhere in the bottom half and it's a drop-in.
Michael Lambe just getting the attention of the referee to ask a question. Not too sure what that would be. looks like he's going to play your shot, but it's his last shot. And I guess your point would be, well, do that first, because the only shot that could really go wrong.
Yeah, but we are splitting hairs because it's an unbelievably good layout anyway. It was just, yeah, just the way I saw it compared to the way he sees it. Nothing wrong with this way round. If you get it right, of course. Can't believe this is that tight, because you'd have played it bottom left corner if it was. You could have got there a few times.
It was tight. Watch that going on the overhead. It didn't miss the 8 ball by much, and it went right into the side of the pocket. Might have been why he wanted to get straighter on it. Very good visit to the table from Jonathan Coleman. And they are on the board again. 2-1 they lead. Good start all around. Slightly edgy first frame, but Kyron Hewitt looking to attack his first individual frame on the main arena table. 16 years of age. All the very best, young man.
We're back to the Scotch, though, aren't we? 2-1.
We are
back
indeed.
To the Scotch, yeah. Didn't get shot. He was just reversed, broke dish, wasn't he?
As ever, Si, you keep me in check on these Monday nights.
Try.
Brilliant break. Woof. That is a proper break. None of this cut break, namby-pamby, try and get the 8 ball in motion. Line it up, front ball, give him a smash. And look at the power through the pack from Kyron Hewitt. What an opportunity this is. Yeah. This could be as good as a golden break.
It was a beautiful break and a beautiful layout. I might not even have enough time to tell the viewers that before tonight's show we were having to do some filming, and you had an opportunity to break and you went for the cut break. So you can take back everything you just said.
Look. I just couldn't afford to scratch again on camera. But I am nowhere near the level of these boys.
Would have liked to got a little bit closer, but the shot's the one to the right here. If this goes well, I mean, you don't have to do anything. You just got to make the pot on your natural.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of young Kai in practice, and he can really pot a ball. A couple of really excellent shots I saw him play. Of course, potting is, you could argue, in this form of the game, English 8 ball pool is actually only really about 30% of the game, really, at this level, but always a good sign. And he's absolutely perfect with his cue ball there. Tap of the table from Richard Gifford. And we're going twos here. 7 minutes left on the match clock, and we are Desmond in the Pairs Cup.
How about this then? Was that 3 straight break
great
finishes
standard
on the back of a... And the layout in the opening frame, you know, it's worth pointing out, was a tough layout. I would question whether Gifford and Hewitt should have taken it on. That's the reason there wasn't a finish in the opener. The rest of it, beautiful breaks, great run-outs. And this has been a very high-quality match. The other 2 pairs that we were billing as the favourites for tonight, take note. There is no pushovers in this group. It was John's break that left the messy layout in the opener. So let's see if he can do a better job this time round. Well, he's made a ball, so it's immediately better. But it's actually not the worst layout, but the first shot is really delicate. I think there's all you've got on here is a jabby one on yellows. And actually, when you look at it at the main camera, it's not really on either. Not sure you can do anything with the red that you can play either, unless you've... He's got to be looking at safety here, isn't he? But then, how are you getting it safe? Trying to get the cue ball down underneath that yellow at the bottom so that there was nothing on. He's left the wide open look here on the yellows. This will be a wide open look here for Gifford.
Second shot clock now in play.
Decided to move that ball because it was going to be slightly awkward to get to. The red was sort of half blocking it. It would have been potentially easier for him if he could have played into the red perhaps, but decided to move into it, and he's landed really nicely. So the ball that remains the semi problem, if that, would be the one in the middle of the table. It shouldn't really be a bother to get to it. This looks perfect, just be able to punch it in. Oh, he just tried to pinch the pocket a touch. It was just the hair on the straight side. Would have loved another 𝗡𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗏 of angle. Took a liberty with the pocket, and wow, what a moment and what a time.
Well, it's the decisive moment in the match, or at least it should be. It was just in time from Coleman.
There's enough time here to play the loss of turn, and I think they should have tried to find that. There's a loss of turn with a snooker out there, and they're going to be a couple of balls in before they can get to play it. I don't think the finish is the play. And now it's getting harder. I think that I need to see the... It all happens so quickly at 15 seconds a shot, but I think his first shot could have been better.
Trying to use the red as a target. It's a pretty good shot. It's a very good shot from Jonathan Coleman. Oh, it's going to be cue ball in hand. He got what he needed. Excellent shot there from Jonathan Coleman from touching ball. He judged that white so well.
He's a little bit fortunate to finish touching ball, because if he's not touching there, he's in a world of trouble.
Yes, but you could argue he was unfortunate not to be on anything at the top of the table after the little count.
Yeah, possibly. But he should have tried. He should have been looking to play for what he's just played now quicker than he did in the first visit. But he's still going to end up winning the frame off the back of it. It's now just hold yourself together.
Yeah, he's absolutely all there now.
Interesting decision with the first shot. He was leaving himself a slightly odd line to find, and if he's short here, if he's not on the red to bottom left, he's in problems. Straight in on the one to bottom left, perfect, but he's come up a couple of rolls short, and now he's chasing himself. And he's going to miss off the back of it. That was a strange first shot that sent him down a bad path there.
And Richard Gifford accepts the gift. Massive moment in the match for both pairings. Potentially a massive moment in the night for both pairings as well.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because 15 seconds a shot, you've just got to come and instinctively do what you think's right. And in that situation, ball in hand, he's thinking that one on the top cushion, that's the one I want to deal with. That's going to be my hardest ball. And I'm not going to argue against that. But reality is, if he takes the one over the top left first and leaves himself an angle on that one along the top cushion, which wasn't that tough, he just drifts himself into the perfect spot to connect the last three together simply. But you have to rush and do it at 15 seconds and probably made a poor decision and wasn't able to recover with a good piece of cueing.
Extension call.
And this is good from Gifford, for me. his young partner out there, and it's the final minute, and the job is done here. So it is just about making sure he's aware of that and doing the right thing, not allowing anything rash to happen. So strong stuff that from Giffy.
Red ball's in play.
Less than 30 seconds left. And Kyron Hewitt gets to run himself a bit of a victory lap here. Job done. Sweet victory for Richard and Kai, who get the job done against Coleman and Lambe. Excellent start from the junior-senior partnership. Their supporters are very, very pleased indeed, as well they should be. An excellent beginning as they accept the applause and the fist bumps. Job done to start things off. Jimmy Croxton, Rob Wharne, Jaden Billingham, Sean Ashe coming up.